Hello everyone. Today we are looking at research methodology and data collection. We are under this topic we are going to look at qualitative versus quantitative methods. We are also going to look at sample size determination. Then we are also going to look at questionnaire design and field work. My name is Dr. Adetitun and this is the Master Microbiology YouTube channel. So as I said, you're looking at research methodology and data collection, understanding methods, sample size, and field work tools. It is important for you to know that in any academic or applied research, the methodology and data collection strategy form the backbone of the study. I'm telling you, if you get the methodology right, you get the data collection right, your results and discussion are very easy. I tell students that I supervise that they must come with the methodology well detailed before they start working. When the methodology is detailed enough, it will help you in the field work or in the lab work. It will now help you in your results. It will now help you in your discussion and in your recommendation. The choices you make regarding methods, sample size, and tools for collecting data greatly influence the quality, accuracy, and credibility of your results. Three fundamental aspects of research methodology, which includes qualitative versus quantitative methods, sample size determination, and questionnaire design and fieldwork. Whether you are a student or a professional researcher, understanding these will strengthen your research execution and outcomes. Now, let's look at number one, which is qualitative versus quantitative methods. Before collecting data, it is crucial to choose the appropriate research approach based on your research questions and objectives. Let's look at quantitative methods now. In quantitative methods, you focus on numbers. You also focus on measurement and you focus on statistical analysis. This is used when you want to test hypotheses, identify patterns, or establish relationships between variables. Common tools include surveys with closed-ended questions, experiments, structured observations. Example questions. What is the average income of secondary school teachers in Ilorin? You have a particular quantitative number as a response from different responders, and you can use that as your quantitative data. Another one is, how does fertilizer use affect maize yield? Now, let's look at the qualitative methods. In the case of the qualitative methods, it focuses on understanding meaning, context, behavior, and perspectives. It is suitable when exploring social, emotional, or cultural phenomena. Common tools are in-depth interviews, focus group discussions, participant observations, open-ended questionnaires. Example questions. How do teachers perceive the challenges of inclusive education? Another question is, what cultural beliefs influence health-seeking behavior in rural communities? Now, let's look at the mixed methods. Many modern studies combine both approaches, mixed methods, to gain deeper insights and validate findings through triangulation. Now, let's look at sample size determination. Your sample size must be large enough to represent your population, but practical to manage. I did an experiment many years ago when I was on my PhD, and I used ESA decay for a particular test. And the result it gave me, I came out to generalize on alkanes. And I attended the conference at that time in USA, And one of the people commented, you worked on only hexadecane and you are generalizing for alkane. How can you use one to generalize for everything? Based on that, I went back to the lab and I worked with other alkanes, both cyclic and straight chain alkanes. And I still got, and that was what informed my generalization for the alkane, because I work with the straight chain with the branching. I also work with the cyclic alkane. I work with the mid-chain alkane and the heavy chain alkanes, those that are liquid. And then that enabled me to generalize. So the same thing applies to your sample size. This is an example of sample size. So for quantitative research, what do? You often need a statistically valid sample. Several factors influence this. Number one is the population size. Number two is the confidence level, commonly 95%. Number three is the margin of error, plus or minus 5%. Number three is the estimated response rate. Basic formula for simple random sampling is n is equal to 22 times x times p x in bracket 1 minus p close the bracket e to n is equal to fraction z 2 times p times 1 minus p, then close the bracket, open bracket, e raised to power 2, where n is the sample size, z is z score, e.g. 1.96 for 95% confidence, p is estimated proportion, use 0.5 if unknown, e is margin of error, in this case also 0.05 for 5%. You can also use online calculators like RAWSoft or SurveyMonkey sample size calculator to arrive at the sample size. Now, for qualitative research, you see, what I just mentioned here are some of the problems that some students have. They just go and take sample. There is no protocol that is guiding them. Now, this sample for quantitative, I've given you for quantitative, now I've given you this formula, and I've said you can also use online. So you can't just go and take sample for quantitative without using anything, just using your head, just the thinking, okay, samples, let me just take this. It doesn't work that way. That research is going to be a rubbish research. So you can use this formula I've explained, or go online and use RAWSoft, or use SurveyMonkey sample size calculator. So in your material method you write, I use so in determining my sample size. Now for qualitative research, so it is left for you to determine if your research is quantitative or qualitative. For qualitative research, your sample size is typically smaller and is guided by data saturation. That means the point at which no new insights are emerging. In-depth interviews, 10 to 30 participants. Focus groups, 3 to 5 groups, 6 to 10 participants each. Now, questionnaire design and fieldwork. A questionnaire is a popular tool for collecting data, especially in quantitative research. Designing a good questionnaire. Keep it clear, short, and relevant. Use a logical flow, demographics, general questions, specific questions. Then avoid double-barreled or leading questions. Then question types, close-ended question, multiple choice, Likert scale, yes or no questions. Then open-ended questions. This allows for richer, more detailed responses. Then matrix questions, good for measuring attitude across items. Example of qualitative question: how satisfied are you with your work environment? Very satisfied, satisfied, neutral, dissatisfied, very dissatisfied. So they pick one. Pre-testing the instrument. Test with a small group first to identify confusing or ambiguous items. Make corrections before full deployment. Then conducting field work. is C now. We want to look at train field staff properly on data collection, tools, and ethical standards. For the first time, do it in their presence. Let them observe and let them also do it in your presence before you now do full-fledged into the field. Prepare materials, consent forms, ID tags, digital tablets, or printed surveys before you go to the field. Then respect participants' time and privacy. Use appropriate sampling methods, e.g., stratified, cluster, purposive. All these are going to help you. In conclusion, a successful research project begins with a sound methodology. Oh, I have learned this by experience, and I teach my students this by experience, and those who followed my example or my teaching or who followed my instruction, they have found it very simple. The way you wrote your methodology, this is what I will do first, followed by this, followed by this, followed by this, followed by this. You outline how you will do it, and you mention the protocol they are going to use. You put the reference of the method you are going to use in each one. In your result, that is how you are going to state it again. The way you have stated it in the methodology, that is how step by step you state the result. In your discussion, the way you have said the material method and the result, that is how one by one you discuss it also, making it very easy for you. By understanding the differences between qualitative and quantitative approaches, determining the right sample size, and designing an effective questionnaire for fieldwork, you lay a strong foundation for collecting reliable, relevant data. Combining these with ethical practices and the right tools ensures your research outcomes are both valid and not just valid, also impactful. My name again is Dr. Adetitun, and this is the Master Microbiology YouTube channel. I believe you are gained great value from this subject matter at this time on research methodology and data collection. If that is the case, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel, like this video, share the link of this video with your family and friends, those who are researchers, far and near. Then, if you have comments or questions, drop it in the comment section below. If you want me to do any of these things I've mentioned here for you, for your own research, let me know. But I'm going to collect some money from you if I'm going to do it. You can chat on Zoom or on WhatsApp. If you want more explanation outside of this YouTube and you want it on Zoom or on WhatsApp, I'm still going to charge you, and then we are going to be good to go. Let me know if there's any difficulty. If you drop your comment in the comment section below, I will respond to that. That is free. If you drop your questions in the comment section below, I will respond to that, and that is also free. Until I come your way in the next video, I've made a lot of videos on this channel already trying to help you in your research and in your field and lab work. Go ahead and check them out, and I'm sure you'll be glad you did. So now what you need to do for me is that this other video that is here from my channel is the next one you need to go ahead and watch now. So go ahead and watch this next video right from the Master Microbiology YouTube channel. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.